Hey everyone, it's Michael and Kylene from FWDfuel Sports Nutrition, and today we're going to talk about the best pre-workout food ideas. And stick around, by the end of today's video, you'll know exactly how to fuel up for your next workout or competition.
So I work with a wide variety of athletes every day of the week, and my high school and college athletes roll out of bed and they skip eating before they work out. My professional athletes usually don't skip their meals, but they're not exactly choosing the right foods. A lot of my weekend warriors are eating quite a bit to go on a long run, and then they don't feel very well halfway through. So there's a little bit of there's a little method to the madness, and so today those are the questions we'll be answering for you.
So I think one question that everyone has, and it's going to vary probably by the sport. I know I've had different experiences from when I was a wrestler in high school to a college football player to now a marathon runner, but when should you consume your pre-workout meal?
Most of us should be consuming our pre-workout meal about 3 to 4 hours beforehand. So you might have seen our last video on pre-workout snacks. The pre-workout snack is consumed 60 minutes before the workout. The actual balanced meal comes 3 to 4 hours before the workout. That allows for optimal digestion and glycogen storage. So that basically means the food you're eating has enough time to plug itself into the cell and it's ready to go to give you energy.
So great. What are the nuts and bolts though that we should be thinking about in a pre-workout meal? Like we should have this, we should have this, we should have this. What are the foundational components of a pre-workout meal?
It's a great question considering it's probably the most important. So you should be having about a palm full of protein on your plate. Doesn't matter if it's from a plant or an animal, but it should be approximately a palm full. It gives you enough to keep you energized, but not too much to where you feel like there's a rock in your stomach. So my little carny hands here would probably be about 3 to 4 ounces, but a larger male athlete might be closer to 5 to 6 ounces. All right, so then part 2 here, half of the plate should be comprised of carbohydrate. So that could be starchy veggies like parsnip, potato, yam, plantains. It could be grains like rice or quinoa, although technically, as we know, quinoa is really a seed, it's not really a grain, but most of us count it as a grain. Amaranth, millet, farro, teff, there's all kinds of cool different grains you can incorporate. Fruit is also a carbohydrate, and for those that tolerate it, low-fat dairy. And the last part of the plate should be a little sidekick of vegetable. So that means maybe usually half cup to 1 cup for most people. Most people tolerate that well. It should be well cooked. A lot of individuals don't digest a pile of raw vegetables very well before a workout. So little half cup of veggies. Half the plate should be carbohydrate, usually about a cup, cup and a half, and about a palm full, so anywhere from 3 to 6 ounces of lean protein. So actually, one more thing. I want you to lean more towards lower fat protein, such as whitefish or turkey or chicken versus, big greasy pork chop.
All right, so now we kind of know the nuts and bolts, but how does that vary for, say, different types of sports? How does it vary for, say, the junior high kid playing football to the triathlete or the marathon runner, or the Little League baseball player? Do the nuts and bolts stay the same, or is there some variation based on the type of sport?
Sure, that's a great question. It does vary. Now, it's kind of hard to give specifics. I'm going to oversimplify this because I don't know you, I don't know your medical history, I don't know your sports or what your gut looks like, but in general, more of my explosive sports would do better with a little more protein, a little less carbohydrate, versus my endurance athletes will have a little more carbohydrate, a little less protein, usually lower fat, lower fiber. I have to be much more careful with endurance athletes versus those who are more explosive. Now that's not to say that my sprinters should be eating piles of fat and fiber, but generally speaking, they can go a little higher on the protein, fat, and fiber, a little lower on the carbohydrate, and that kind of flips for my endurance athletes.
All right.
And of course, it's always best to see a dietitian, right?
Of course. I mean, that's how I've fine-tuned a lot of different things. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different mistakes. Like, what is the top rookie mistake you've run into with people?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say hands down, it's the fact that people don't practice their nutrition like they do their sport or their skill set. I've had guys and girls come into my office and say, well, my cousin did it, my teammate did it, my mom, my cousin, my aunt, my grandma, whatever, had this, so then I'm going to have it too right before my race this weekend. And the thing is, you always want to practice your food because we don't know what your genetics look like or what your gut looks like or how you tolerate anything. Who knows, you could have an unknown food sensitivity, allergy, intolerance. So always practice your pre-workout fuel during your practice days, your cross-training days, before you do it on the game day or the day of big competition or an event.
And before I met you, I was as guilty as anyone for doing that, like all the time for my races and marathons.
Did you marry me because I taught you so many cool things?
That's one of a few reasons. Anyway, so those are our top pre-workout food ideas. So if you want to learn more, we have a really great blog post at FWDfuel.com. That's FWDfuel.com, and it's the best all-natural pre-workout food ideas and supplements.
Yes.
Right?
You'll love it. Check it out.
And so if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe for updates. And we'd love to share more with you. See you soon.
I wanted to make a joke because you sounded just like Forrest Gump. You gotta take a sound just like Forrest Gump.